that piece of protein is out of the way of the pore and not blocking it. But this piece of protein on the channel is in the pore and blocking it. So this channel is non-conductive to sodium ions because it's closed at that point.
Yeah.
Okay?
Is this the inside?
This is inside and this is outside.
And this is only doing graded potentials where the gates are, or is it through the
no,
whole
no,
thing?
No. The voltage gated channels are they're not involved in graded potentials. Voltage gated channels are only involved in the action potential.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay, so this is a voltage gated sodium. Okay, so that's at rest. Okay, now when we hit threshold, okay, now this is the configuration of the channel. Now both of those gates are out of the way of the pore and they're open. Okay, so now sodium is going to go into the cell. Okay, at the peak of the action potential, so this is at threshold, this is at rest. Okay, and this is going to be the peak of the action potential. Now what happens is
the inactivation gate's closed.
This one's still open. But since this moves in the way of the pore, now no more sodium can come in.
No more
So you
sodium.
have sodium, it's trying to get in, but it can't. Okay, can't go through there. So that's why we stop. It doesn't rise anymore because you can't depolarize the cell anymore.
Okay, and then that's when potassium opens.
Right, so if you were going to draw on your potassium channels at rest.
They only have one gate, right? Or whatever you want to call it.
Okay, if this is my potassium channel, it's voltage gated potassium. Okay, it's closed at rest. Okay, at the threshold, it starts to open too, but it's not open all the way, so we're going to draw it as closed because there's still blocking material there. It's kind of like this. It's just starting to open and it can't get open all the way, so that's not going to transport potassium. At the peak, now that channel is fully open. I need to get by some. Okay, so now this is fully open. So now potassium is going to move from inside out, and that's how we're going to get the repolarization. Okay. When we get back down to -70, which is what the resting membrane potential was.
The potassium gate closes.
Okay, this is our voltage gated sodium channel. It resets. So now the activation gate closes. This is open, but again, it's still a non-conducting channel, but it could be stimulated at that point. Okay, at this point, so this is going to be -70 millivolts. Okay, the potassium channel is still open.
Isn't it closing slowly?
It is.
Oh, yeah, so hyperpolarization
We'll do it
is
just a
going
little
on.
bit like this, so we still have ability of potassium to actually move out of the cell. Okay, and then
That's hyperpolarization?
when we get down to the hyperpolarized, we still have this configuration for sodium. But what's going to happen is the potassium will close. Okay? And so that's where we get back to, this was at,
This is hyper to resting.
so this is like the hyperpolarized, hyperpolarized to rest. Okay, so that's at the peak of that hyperpolarization to the resting state. This is what the conformation, and if you look, it's the exact conformation that we had at rest up here.
Is there a reason why Na has 2 gates opposed to 1?
Because God wanted it that way. I honestly don't know evolutionarily what the advantage of that is.
Because it seems like it's almost the same thing as potassium, but it's just.
I think the
working
fact
with
that it
2
has
gates.
2 gates gives you a chance to inactivate the channel and activate the channel. You know what I mean? So that it's in a state that can't be stimulated, you know, for some period of time. So I think it helps to contribute to that refractory period.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Let's go.